Good afternoon, dear students and viewers. Welcome to the teleconference organizing by the Department of Computer Science and Applications, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University. And today we are going to discuss about the topic computer security threats, which is included in the first year, first semester students at UG level. And before going to the topic, myself, 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧, Assistant Professor and in charge Head Department of Computer Science and Applications, and here we are having two eminent personalities, experts, Dr. P. Ratnashekhar sir, Assistant Professor at Anurag University for the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, and Mr. 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 sir, Assistant Professor at JNTU Sircilla. This topic is benefit for not only for the students and but also every citizen who are using the computers nowadays. And I would like to ask one question, expert Dr. P. Ratnashekhar sir, what is computer security threats?
Yeah, sure sir. I would like to start this conference by mentioning an incident which was happened in late 1980s. It was a student called Robert T. Morris who have developed a computer worm, and he infected the almost 6,000 computers at that time, which was 10% of the computers which were available. And the motto of his work is to exploit the vulnerabilities in Unix operating systems. This was the first incident which was happened in late 1980s, and from that time onwards people started taking these security issues more seriously, and they have started working on these cyber security threats. And he was the first person who was prosecuted for releasing this worm, which was later called as Morris worm, and became the first person convicted under the then Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. What he did was that he created a malware which has infected almost 6,000 computer systems then, and it has infected the NASA systems and also ARPANET. So that is the context which I want to set before starting this conference. And the malware that he has created was later called as Morris worm.
Thank you, sir. For the viewers, for interactions you may call after 40 minutes from 2:40 p.m. You can contact through the telephone number. Please note it down. It is 04023680456. Once again I am repeating the number for the callers, 04023680456. You may call from 2:40 p.m. onwards if you have any doubts to ask the experts. Thank you. And I would like to know about Shravan sir. I just want to know about, for the viewers, what do you mean by the malware?
Yeah, thank you sir. So malware is a short form for the actual term. The actual term is malicious software, nothing but harmful software. So the malware is intentionally designed to damage the data or corrupt the data or to gain unauthorized access of a computer or from the different accounts what you use in your systems or any smart devices also. So they are trying to steal your information with help of the malwares. That is the main concept of the malwares. We have different types of the malwares. So let us try to know about different types of the malwares also one by one. And first I would like to tell you about malware. The name is adware. By the name you can understand that adware, so unnecessarily some advertisements will be displayed in your system or in your mobile also. So with help of these advertisements, the attackers may trying to get your information. Sometimes that may be sensitive information also. But all adwares may not harmful. They are trying to gain your information, trying to get your personal data. With help of the data, they are trying to display some advertisements. That is the main motto of the adware. Sometimes this is harmful also. And one of the example for the adware is fireball adware. The name of the adware is fireball adware. This is used to hijack the web browsers to generate the revenues. They unnecessarily displayed some advertisements. Whenever any users clicked on that advertisements, they are trying to gain the revenue. That is the main motto of the attackers by using this adware. The name of the adware is fireball adware. And let me tell you some more points about the adware. So the key features of the adwares are advertisement displays. Sometimes the advertisements may not be relevant to you also. Such type of the advertisements may be displayed in the form of pop-ups or banners, or different types of the advertisements may be displayed. And with help of these adwares, the attackers trying to track your behavior. What are the websites you are frequently visiting, what are you purchasing, what are the products you are purchasing through the online, like that they are trying to track your behavior. And what are the risks of the adware? So I want to tell you some points here. Privacy concerns. Already I said to you, when adware is installed in your system, they are trying to track your behavior and your information. That's why somewhat it kill your privacy. And security vulnerability is also one of the risk with the adware. And whenever frequently advertisement displayed in your system, obviously a user get annoyed. That is also a problem with the adwares. And you may get the doubt, so how to prevent this adware? Is there any way to prevent this adware? Yes, obviously we have the methods. First thing is, whenever you are visiting any websites, or whenever you are trying to download any softwares, try to avoid download the bundle of the softwares. Try to customize the softwares you want to install, select that software only. Sometimes you may observe that whenever you are working with the systems, whenever you are trying to download one software, as a part of that softwares, some more softwares also may be downloaded. That is what bundled softwares. You should not do that. You must take care about what is the software you are downloading, what is the software you want to install. That is one way. And another way is add the blockers. We have some softwares also called ad blockers. With help of the ad blocker softwares, we may prevent the adwares also. So with help of that, unnecessary advertisements may not be displayed in your systems or on your screen. So this is one of the malware. Like that, spyware is also one of the malware. So by the name you can understand that spy, that is spies on you. This is also a software. Any malware is a program, collection of the programs or code, simply you can say, that spies on you. Nothing but the spyware software is trying to monitoring you, what you are doing with your system or with your device. And the spyware is trying to capture your activities, behaviors, what you are doing with your system, and send to the attacker. The attacker may do, depends on the their wish, they do different functionalities, different harmful activities maybe do to your system or with help of your data. And how the spyware spreads in your system, you may get that doubt also. So you must keep in your mind that, as I said to you already, don't download the bundle softwares. And one thing you remember, whenever you receive any emails, generally we call the word phishing emails. Sometimes you may receive the mails like you won 1 crore lottery and so on. Such type of the mails you may receive. So in that mails, they may give some link to gain that money. You may click on this link and give your details, give your account details and so on. So in such cases, don't click on such type of the links, and with help of your account details, they may get some beneficial from yours. You may lose the money also. This is also one of the way how the spyware spreads. And one more way also, we may observe that malicious websites. Some websites are there, they may looks like authenticated websites, genuine websites, but when you visit that, your data will be captured and spywares will be installed in your system. So it is suggestible, don't visit unnecessary websites. Then what is the symptoms of this spyware infection, how to identify whether a spyware is in your system or not. We have some points you need to remember to identify the symptoms of these spywares. Whenever you get unusual pop-ups, so suppose I am working with one system, very frequently unusual pop-ups are displayed in my system. In such cases, you can identify that a spyware is installed in your system. And one more thing also you may remember, whenever your system is slowed down, even though you are not executing multiple applications, you may not identify much speed in your system. Automatically your system may slow down because background spywares are running. That is the reason your system is going to slow down. With help of this also you can identify spyware is installed in your system. And browser hijacking also one thing. So with help of this also you can identify the spywares. What is browser hijacking is, even though you are not clicking on any link or even though you are not doing any actions, unnecessarily you are going to redirect into the different websites. Even though you are not clicking anything, you are not clicking on any button. These are some symptoms. With help of these symptoms you can identify that the spyware is installed in your system. Then suppose if you identify that a spyware is installed in your system, then what you need to do, how to protect your system against the spywares. So we have several ways. In that, first one is use anti-spyware tools. We have anti-spyware tools. It's simply just download such type of the anti-spyware tools. They are prevent to installing the spywares in your systems. And one more thing is try to enable the firewalls. Every computer system you have that option. Try to enable the firewalls. Firewall is very useful to inspect the traffic, web traffic, whenever you are sending the data from your system to another networks, or whenever you are receiving any data from the other networks to your systems. The firewall inspects every web traffic. So if any suspicious activities are found, the firewall stops that. So it is very suggestible to always on the firewalls in your system. And be cautious with the links and attachment. Don't click on the unknown links. Don't download any unknown attachments. If you follow simply these steps, you can protect against the spywares.
Thank you, Shravan sir. Sir, is there any names called types of virus and worms? And is there any difference between virus and worms?
Yes sir, virus and worms also belongs to the malwares. The major difference between a virus and worms is, virus needs one host. It cannot spread independently, where worm is also a malware, but without any host it can replicate itself. It can spread itself in the system. That is a major difference between virus and worm. And let me tell you some more information about the viruses. A virus, of course, itself a program. Every malware is a program or collection of the programs. And just like a biological virus, this computer virus also needs a host to survive and replicate. Without a host, it cannot survive and it cannot replicate. That is a major property of the viruses. We can observe that. If whenever a virus attacked in your system, you may observe that your system may be going to slow down. Then how the viruses spread in your computer? Generally, whenever you are trying to share your files or whenever you are receiving the files using the internet or using any USB devices also, if any viruses are there in the USB device, and with help of that device, whenever you are attached that USB devices to your system and you are trying to sharing the files from that device, automatically the virus get installed in your system and your files also may get infected. Not only from the file sharing, from the email attachments also the viruses may be installed in your system. So that's why it is suggestible to don't download any attachments from the unknown resources. And we have the different type of the viruses. Let me tell you a few different type of the viruses names here. Macro viruses. Generally we can find this type of the macro viruses in the documents like Microsoft Word, MS Excel and so on. Whenever we are trying to execute macros in the Word, for example, at the time of the execution of that macros, along with the macros, these macro viruses also get executed and installed in your system. And one more type of the viruses is polymorphic viruses and metamorphic viruses also there. They try to prevent the detection also. They can change the code. They can rewrite the code. They are trying to hide from the antivirus softwares also. So these are also some type of the viruses. And we have some type of the virus called boot sector virus. We know that whenever you switch on the system, that is called booting process, the required files must be transferred to load the operating system, must load the operating system files. So whenever the virus is placed in the boot sector, that is called boot sector viruses. It is very difficult to remove if any boot sector viruses are there in your system. And file infector systems also there, file infector viruses. Whenever these type of the viruses are in your system, some files are infected, you may not use those files. Generally these type of the viruses are infected executable files. We may find .exe files. Whenever you are trying to execute such type of the executable files, automatically this virus also get executed and installed in your system, and that starts the creating harmful activities in your system. And what are the symptoms of a computer virus has, how to identify that? We have some, with help of some symptoms we can identify the virus is installed in our system, like slow down the system performance, unexplained files or unexpected programs. Even though you are not installed some programs, you may find that related programs. You may not install, for example, X software, but you can identify X software related programs. This is one of the symptoms to identify the viruses. And system instability also. Very frequently you are getting the errors. And unexpectedly sometimes your system is going to be shut down. This is also one of the symptoms. With help of that you can identify the virus is installed in your system. And sometimes even though you are using antivirus software in your system, sometimes the antivirus software is also disabled. Even though you are not disabled that is disabled by the virus software. If the antivirus software is disabled, that is also one of the symptoms you can identify. With help of that virus is installed in your system. Then how to prevent that, how to protect your computer system? We have several ways. Let me tell you some of them. Install antivirus software. This is a primary step. If you are using any computer system, the primary step is you must install the antivirus software. And not only installing, you must update that database of the software. That is compulsory to identify the different type of the viruses. And using the firewalls, as I said to you already, always try to on the firewalls in your system. That prevents the installing the viruses in your system, that protects your data. And it is good practice to back up the data regularly, because if virus attacks, it is useful to you to restore your data. And enable safe browsing. Don't go to the suspicious websites. This is about viruses. And let me tell you some points about the worms also. The major difference, as I said to you just now, worm is no need to use any host. Itself it can replicate, itself it can spread independently. That is the property of the worm. And coming to the characteristics of the worm, it is a self-replication, as I said, no host dependency, and the network exploitation. Suppose if any faults found in the networks, then the worm is trying to entering into that network. And how to prevent these worms? Very simple is try to disable the auto runs. Auto run is also a simple text file. In that we have the code. Whenever you are using the text file, automatically the code will be run. That is called, by the name you can understand, auto run. No need to run it manually. When the auto run is executed, automatically the worm is installed in your system and trying to start the harmful activities. So if you disable auto run option is into off, disable the auto run option, so auto run files will not be executed. It is helpful to you not to install the worms in your system. and install the antivirus software and update the antivirus software regularly also helpful to you to prevent the worms.
Thank you, Shravan sir.
Yes, thank you.
Sir, is there any name called Trojan horse? What it is actually?
Yes, sir. Trojan horse, or simply the short we can call it as Trojans also. It is also one of the malware. Trojan is the short form for the term Trojan horse. This is also one type of the malware which makes harmful activities in our system. The main thing about the Trojan is it pretends to be legitimate software, nothing but it looks like a genuine software, authorized software. But if you feel that that is a genuine and the user trying to install that Trojan start the do the harmful activities in our system. It looks like a genuine software, but it is not. For example, whenever you are surfing in the internet, you may find games.exe. The user may feel that that is one of the game related software, but whenever the user download and installing that, inside that exe file, the Trojan is there, the Trojan is installed. So it pretends like a authorized tool, authorized software, legitimate software, but inside that there is a harmful activity by the Trojan. That is about Trojan and Trojan horse. You can call with help of Trojan or Trojan horse also, two are same.
Thank you, Shravan sir. Sir, can I know the term called keylogger? I have heard about that. What it is and how it will works? Keyloggers.
Yeah, sir. This is also one of the malware. Suppose any user is working with the computer system, he is typing something. If the attackers wants to know what the user is typing, the attackers can know that with help of the malware called keylogger. Actually, keylogger is the short form for the word keystroke logger. What is the strokes or what are the keys, what is the information is typing by the user, everything the attacker can know it with help of the keylogger. This is also a malware.
Thank you, sir. Shravan sir, I just want to know, is there any way to detect all these malwares?
Yes, sir. To detect the malwares, first thing is the user wants to user must maintain the antivirus software. The antivirus software is trying to detect and prevent the all type of the malwares probably. Otherwise, some special softwares also there, like suppose for the adware, ad blockers, for the spywares, anti-spywares and so on. So we can download it from the net and we can install that. Installing is not enough. From time to time we need to update the database of those softwares also. Then only they may work efficiently and they are trying to detect and preventing the malwares.
Thank you, Shravan sir. We will come back to you.
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
I would like to ask some question, Dr. V. Ratnashekar sir. It is very familiar nowadays in the cyber world. What do you mean by hacking, sir?
Yeah, like Shravan sir explained so far, hacking is the process of accessing the sensitive data of users without their knowledge. So the person who does that process is called as a hacker. So there are many ways, multiple ways to do that, but hacking will make a system vulnerable for the cyber attackers to get your sensitive information. It could be anything, any sensitive information which is there in your hard drive. The basic target of any hacker is to get access to your memory devices or the hardware devices and make use of them for any other unauthorized purposes. So getting to keep it in a simple words, hacking is a process of accessing the sensitive information of the users unknowingly.
Thank you, sir. Sir, may I know how does this hacking will work?
Yeah, basically a hacker can hack your systems in multiple ways. Shravan sir was talking about so many viruses and computer worms. A hacker can use these viruses to or rather malwares to infect the systems and by infecting the systems, they are vulnerable to the cyber attacks. So once the systems are under attack or infected by the viruses, it becomes easy for the users, the hackers in fact, to access the memory and to get the sensitive information from your system. This is the one way of hacking the systems. And the second way is by exploiting the insecure networks. People unknowingly they try to connect to the unknown networks without knowing the consequences. If you ever connected to a insecure network, it will definitely give a chance for the hacker to hack your system. So I normally tell people to make sure that whenever you are connecting to a new unknown network, make sure it is safe. Then only you can connect to that network. So this is the second way of hacking. The third way that a hacker can hack your system is by the keystrokes. Hacker, there is a worm called computer worm which records the keystrokes. So the keystrokes, while you are entering your username and password, all those things, that program, that code will remember each and every keystroke used by the user. So that will let the hacker know your usernames, passwords, and bank account details and all those things. So this is the third way of doing hacking or hacking systems. And the fourth one and the most important one, and which is you can relate to nowadays, that it is called as social engineering. The hacker may try to manipulate the users by psychologically asking psychological questions, or by disguising himself or herself as some government official and asking for the sensitive information. So there are a lot of people who are aware of these frauds and scams, and there are also people who are not aware of these scams. So people, innocent people, fell to this kind of social engineering thing. So there is something called as digital arrest. Now you can see a lot of cases which are happening these days, social arrest things. So what they do is that they play with you psychologically by asking the questions, by not letting you move from your room, and collecting your information, and warning you or threatening you that they will release some content about you. So there are many ways that a hacker can impact your thinking, and also psychologically disturbs psychologically disturbs that person. So this is the prime factor nowadays that the people are falling to these type of hacking things.
Thank you, sir. Sir, generally what damage that hackers can do, sir?
See, it depends on the hacker. What is the clear motto of the hacker? If the motto of the hacker is to steal money or the money theft, so he directly attacks the bank account, he or she directly attacks the bank accounts, and they take your usernames and passwords. And it might be any with accessing your social networks and or IT department logins to just manipulate your credit score and all those things. It depends on the motto of the hacker. What is the motto? But if you are talking about the hacking incidences which are happening now, most of them are monetary based hacking things.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to know whether all the hackers are bad, or is there any good hackers?
No, yeah, actually good question. Not all hackers are bad, because actually hacking started with a good note. The purpose and of the hacking was to check whether the application is working well or not. So to check the stress levels of the applications. But later on, people started using for various reasons. So there are different types of hackers right now. They can be categorized into white hat hackers, black hat hackers, grey hat hackers, and also some script kiddie and also hacktivist. Each and every hacker has their own this thing. White hat hackers are also called as ethical hackers. The purpose of a hacker is to develop the test cases and to test the application. Okay, so the application this is done in testing phase. So they are called as ethical hackers. They have all rights and access to hack the system. On the other hand, there are black hat hackers, which are illegal hackers, though. So they go against the legal system, and their purpose is to get the data from the users. Okay, sensitive information without their knowledge and without their permission. And grey hat hackers, they fell in between these black hat hackers and the white hat hackers. They might not create damage for your data, but they carry out these things unauthorizedly. So they don't take permission from you. They maybe by for the sake of fun, they may hack some system, or to prove themselves they may hack some systems, and they might not create any financial damage or any image damage, but they try to prove themselves. So they fall under this black and grey hat hacking. And there are some people, I mean, who use these hacking applications. They don't code, but they use this hacking application and try to hack the passwords of Wi-Fi passwords or email passwords and all those things. And there are also some other categories of hackers which are called as hacktivists. Their aim is to basically they are activists spreading some propaganda. So they use the hacking process to spread their propaganda. So there are different kinds of hackers, and their motivation and the aim may be different, but the process they are doing is almost same.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I just want to know generally what are the common techniques used by the hackers, sir?
Yeah, coming to the technical wise, you like Shravan sir said in his talk, by spreading the worms, computer worms, or the viruses which affects the systems, and by using this social engineering things. So there are different techniques for this. Like I said, it depends on the hacker who is hacking the system. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, is there any way to safeguard our systems from this hacking?
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, you have to install antivirus softwares, and you make sure that your system is updated regularly, and you are always connected to a secure network. Like I said, the answer for the previous question that you have asked is that there are different techniques for actually hacking the systems. The first one is by phishing. I mean, by sending spam emails and asking you to click a link, and by directly attacking your databases. There are different techniques for this. So in order to counter all these things, only the things that a user has to do is that they have to be very careful while they are connecting to any unknown network. This is the first one. And also you have to make sure that you update your software periodically whenever a new release is there, because every new release has some solution to a existing problem. That could be any performance based problem or a security based problem. So it's always handy to update your system. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. For safeguarding, is there any can we use the term firewall?
Yeah.
What it is actually?
Yeah, firewall is the concept which was again started in early 1990s at AT&T Bell Laboratories. The concept has taken the word actually firewall is taken from the real incidents where you have a physical wall between the houses which prevents the fire from spreading from one house to other house. So the same concept was taken and was introduced here. Here also a firewall is a setup which could be in between the networks, or which could be between the systems also. the major purpose of any firewall is to restrict the unauthorized access of unknown users. So it has some set of rules. So only the data flow or only the instructions which follow those rules will have the access to enter to that particular thing. So you are connecting or you are creating some fence between the private network and the public network.
Thank you, sir. Sir, is there any types of firewalls and how they will work?
Yeah, there are different types of firewalls. First one is the packet filtering firewall. Packet filtering firewall, where the computer students might know about this. Data is transmitted in the form of packets, UDP. We call them as UDP, user datagram protocol packets. These packets hold the from address and to address destinations. This is also called as first generation filtering thing, where each and every packet is scrutinized from where it is coming and from what is the destination of this packet, and based on these source and destination addresses, the packets are given the access to the networks. This was the first generation one. But the problem of this packet filtering one is that it doesn't have the clear information about which source that particular packet is coming. It has only the to address and from address, but the hacker may intervene in between the network, and he may exploit that network and send the packet. So this was the drawback of first generation, and which was ultimately has a solution in the second generation thing.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can all the firewalls can prevent all types of attacks?
No, I can't say this because like I said, I was talking about social engineering, right? So social engineering, where the person is being exploited, so the network is not exploited. The person, you are getting the information from the genuine person. So firewall cannot handle these type of attacks. I mean these things, social engineering things, and also there may be some people within the organization or within the network who may exploit these things. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir, is there any scope for research in this firewall and field?
Yes. Yeah. There is a lot of research going on right now. There is actually a firm called Palo Alto Networking, which is working on the fourth generation of firewalls, where they are trying to integrate machine learning into this cyber security. The idea behind this is that they collect the real-time information about all the transactions happening and everything, and they try to identify the pattern of the instructions or the records which are going on. So based on that, they try to find the anomalies in that those transactions, and they keep a record of that. So which one is an anomaly and which is not an anomaly for future purpose. So they are proactive. They are learning from whatever the data which is being used or transaction which is being right now in use, and try to study them and to understand what are the future consequences of this one.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I just want to know whether in some governments or some authorities or organizations are providing free Wi-Fi to the public.
Yeah.
According to you, whether it is safe?
Yeah, unless and until it comes from a genuine source, I mean it is safe. So because government agencies look everything for the legitimate or the genuinity of the service provider and all those things. Like you can trust government, right? So you even it is a public network, since they are provided by the government agencies and with some two-stage authentication things, you can access to the public networks only after making sure that it is safe.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Firewall is really interesting, sir. Yeah. Sir, is there any history behind it?
Yeah, actually it started from 1990s, early 1990s, like I was saying. So only first generation was only focusing on the data packets, Okay, so there has a problem where the data packets about the states, various state from which router it is coming, because when a packet is transmitted in a network, it passes through different routers. So the second generation was the circuit-based firewalls, and the third generation one was the statefulness. So where later on, what the technology has arrived at a point that not only firewall doesn't not only look at the port address and the IP address, it also looks at the content of the application. I mean, content of the application, what is the actual data which is being transmitted in the network, and also who is sending that one. So you are going deep into that thing, packet thing. So by knowing more information about the packet, the source, who is sending, what is there in the packet, so it will be easy for you to justify whether it is a genuine packet or not.
Sir, is there only firewall concept or to protect all this hacking and all, or else is there any awareness need to be provided for the people?
Yeah, definitely. Like Government of India and Telangana government has taken a good initiative of sending a caller tune for the people, of awareing people about the potential frauds they may come up. So because most of the Indian people, citizens, are now using mobile phones, mobile phones are linked to the bank accounts. So in one way it is good because it makes the transaction easy. In the other way, it is, it creates you this vulnerable situation where the hackers can hack or manipulate the innocent people who don't know about these potential threats and those things. So bringing awareness is the key and most important thing that has to happen, and it has to happen from ourselves and also from the government agencies.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I will come back to you. Shravan sir, I just would like to know the word called ransomware, what it is actually?
Yes, sir. Ransomware is also one of the malware. So whenever the attackers want to install ransomware, the data, suppose we have one system, in that whenever the ransomware is attacked, the complete data is encrypted. The user of the system cannot open any data, cannot open any files, and at that time the attacker demands some amount of money. If you pay the amount of money, then the attackers may decrypt your data, then your data will be available to you, then you can open it. So this is also one of the malware. So we must use antivirus softwares and firewalls and so on to protect from the ransomware. Other than so many operating systems nowadays providing cloud-based storage. Suppose if you place your important documents in the cloud-based, even though the ransom attack in your system, you can get your documents from the cloud easily, because the ransomware also cannot block your cloud, that block your system only, standalone system only. So it is better way to use the cloud in such cases to get your back documents from the cloud storages. That is the solution for the ransomware.
Sir, the ultimate goal of ransomware virus attacking is only for financial benefit?
Yeah,
obviously, sir.
Because the word itself, you have ransomed.
Yes. And sir, I just want to know that is an interesting thing in the viruses, the Trojan. Yeah. Is there any history about the Trojan?
Yes, sir. Actually, there is a history. There is a reason also behind that why they are using the name Trojan horse. In the Greek mythology, there is a story. In that, the soldiers are using a large wooden horse. Within that large wooden horse, the soldiers are hide inside that, and whenever they want to conquer the city, they are trying to conquer whenever they come out from the wooden horse. So the pretends like a good thing, but inside that there is a harmful activities there by the soldiers. In the same way, Trojan horse also, it pretends like a genuine and authenticate software, but they are trying to do some harmful activities. That is what Trojan horse history is.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more doubt I am having.
Yes.
You have discussed about antivirus now.
Yeah.
How this antivirus will work actually?
Yeah, actually several technologies are there inside the antiviruses. Let me tell you some of them. Some antiviruses are used signature based detection. What does it mean is, what are the routines the attackers are using while developing the antivirus softwares or malwares. The antivirus software use signature based detection, means what are the routines, what is the coding the attackers used, they are trying to identify that, and that is updated in the database of the antivirus software. Whenever they identify this type of the behavior, obviously that type of the applications will be stopped by executions and they are detected as a suspicious file, and they give the pop-up to the user if you want to delete or quarantine and so on. So many different things are there. And nowadays some antiviruses use machine learning techniques also. So that whenever the antivirus developers use machine learning techniques, that software itself learn about the different type of the patterns of the malwares. Automatically the database is updated so that antivirus will work efficiently. Day to day the antivirus also get updated by itself.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, there are some organizations which are providing free antivirus for trial run or some.
Yes.
Can we trust them?
Yes, sir, we can use that also. Those are also work fine, but up to some time only. Okay. So if you want to protect your data for a long time, it is suggestible to purchase the antivirus softwares. So many different types of the antivirus softwares are available in the market, like Avast, 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧. Suppose if you are using Windows operating system, by default you will get Defender antivirus, that also works fine.
Sir, if we have the Windows 10 or 11, Defender is there already.
Yeah, sir.
So can we trust that our system is secure enough?
Yes, Defender
without
is
having any antivirus software?
Yes, Defender is also one of the antivirus software only, that works fine. That is also very good in the detecting and preventing the viruses. Not only virus, any malwares.
Okay, sir. Thank you. One more doubt related to operating system for these viruses. Which is the best one, either Windows or this Unix based operating system for the in terms of virus things?
Yeah, sir, as my experience, Linux is somewhat better regarding to the security, because the internal architecture of the Linux operating system is prevent the occurrence of the virus. It is more secure when compared to the Windows.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, I am having one doubt, Ratnashekar, sir.
Yeah.
So what is man in the middle attack, sir, in hacking?
Man in the middle attack is it is something same thing. It is like you are the bot. It could be a bot, it could be a software which is pretending as some genuine person, and it will be in a interface between the two ends, so it will get the access from both ends. So by doing that, it will get the information from that.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
నమస్తే అండి.
Yes, sir.
సార్ నా పేరు శ్రీకాంత్, నేను ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ స్టూడెంట్ ని.
Okay, sir.
సార్ నా ఫోన్ అప్పుడప్పుడు హ్యాంగ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది సార్, అది ప్రాబ్లమ్ లైక్ చెప్తారా?
Okay, sir. Sir will tell you. Sir, what could be the reason to hang out the mobile, sir?
Yeah, it could be the configuration of the device that the sorry is using, because hanging the reason for hanging could be anything. So it could be the amount of traffic which is coming from the service provider, or it could be the compatibility between the data transmission and the configuration of the system. So yeah, backend applications which are running on that mobile, it could be system or the mobile phone. So basically both have to be compatible enough so that the receiving and the processing are at the same speed. Then only you can you don't come across this hacking thing. Sorry, hanging.
Okay, sir. And their processor and the RAM also will play the key role.
Exactly. The configuration, I mean by configuration is the RAM size of the RAM, processing speed, and everything.
Thank you, sir. Sir, is there? I heard that in terms of hacking, the insider threat, is it very dangerous, and how to prevent this insider threats? The people inside the organization will.
Yeah. So this is, like I said, this is the one threat which a firewall cannot stop, because the condition or the process is happening within the network. So the insider is doing that one. There is something called as corporate espionage and political espionage, where the insiders will steal the information of the organization and they simply pass it or give it to the competitors for the sake of money or to for the increase the market or whatever. It could be any reason. So identifying these insider threats is very difficult, because you cannot deploy any kind of antivirus or firewall. They cannot stop. So this is one type of threat that the organization has to stop by implementing strict rules. Okay, like most of the corporate organization will not allow pen drives, mobile phones, and they stop employees from using any kind of storage devices. Okay, and they restrict some websites from accessing. So this is the inside thing which has to be taken care by the organization.
Okay, sir. What are the necessary measures to take about this insider threat to overcome this problem?
Yeah, like I said, because it is insider's problem, the organization inside it has to frame some strict guidelines and rules of how employees should behave and work in the campus, like by restricting them from bringing any sorts of pen drives, or they will always tell the employees not to connect the laptop which the people give to any other unknown networks, because that will make this system vulnerable for the attacks.
Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, please tell me, sir.
I have a short question.
Yeah, please.
పెన్డ్రైవ్లో ఉన్న డేటా డిలీట్ కావడానికి రీజన్ ఏంటి? ఒకవేళ దాన్ని డిలీట్ రికవరీ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ దాన్ని చేస్తే మనకు ఎంత పర్సెంట్ వరకు రికవరీ అవుతుంది?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. The memory, what we called in the pen drive is called flash memory. So once the data is deleted from that flash type of the memory, you cannot retrieve it generally. This is basic rule. But we have the several software tools are there. Even though you deleted the data from the pen drive, with help of those softwares we can retrieve it. Such type of the tools are also available nowadays. But whenever compared a pen drive to the system, in the system we are using a hardware, that is secondary storage memory. That memory is different, this memory is different. That's why generally when you have deleted data from the pen drive, we cannot retrieve it easily. But we can retrieve the data from which is deleted from the system is we can retrieve it easily, because the type of the memory, the nature of the memory is different. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Shravan sir. Sir, is there any chance to get back the data which is deleted by shift delete?
Yeah, obviously. For that also, everyone knows that if you delete it, that is going to be recycle bin. If you delete from the recycle bin also, still that is available in the hard disk. For that also, we have several recovery tools are there. With help of the recovery tools, we can get the data, but we are not sure that we may not get 100% of the data, but there is a possibility to get the data.
Yes. Thank you, sir. And my question is to Dr. Ratnashekhar, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I came to know that whether the policy making and guidelines will play an important role for the cyber security things.
Yeah, so policy making has to happen in two ways. By two kind of these things. One is by the government, another by the individual organizations. Right, only then the people will have some awareness of what is good and what is bad, because unless and until you set some strict guidelines and rules, it is hard that to believe that people will follow and realize on their own. So it's to 7 minutes.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please tell me.
Yeah, so my doubt is about botnets. Like, how can organizations monitor network trafficking to identify botnet communications?
Okay, sir will answer to you. Please listen.
Yeah, good question. Actually, the full name for the botnet is robot networks. Bot is a short form for the robot, net is a short form for the networks, robot networks. So whenever the attackers wants to do any harmful activities, they select some systems and some code is installed by the attackers who is going to operate from the remote area. Whenever that code is installed in that system is act as a bot. And coming to the botnet, that is robot networks, depending on the instructions given by that attackers, all the systems is started the work. That may be start the device, denial of the services also. All this will be done by that attacker.
Thank you, sir. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me. Ask your question. కొంచెం loud, speak somewhat louder, please.
నెట్వర్క్
Okay.
ఓకే, నెట్వర్క్ మనం కనెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నప్పుడు మనకి ఏ టైప్ లో మనం కనెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటే మనకి ఇంటర్నెట్ అనేది ప్రొవైడింగ్ అనేది చాలా ఈజీగా మనకు అవుతుంది.
Can you repeat your question, please, somewhat louder?
We are using the computer network.
Okay.
Okay, like man, like okay.
Okay.
But we are using the some different types of models.
Okay.
Like network.
Yeah, I think I understood his question.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So, topology you are telling.
Types of
Okay, which is the better one you are asking? Yeah. Thank you. Sir will answer you, please.
Yeah, actually that depends on your requirement. Which is good is we cannot say in single word. Depends on your requirement, you must select that. Suppose you are using any Bluetooth network, that is called PAN, personal area network. The distance is very near, that is obvious, approximately 10 meters. In such a way you can go for the PAN. Suppose you are using any cable city networks and so on, in such cases you can go for the small areas, you can go for the LAN. Next one, MAN for the city cable networks. So one village to another village connectivity, that is used MAN. Only single campus or single building, go for the LAN. Or over the world you can go for the WAN. Depends on the requirement.
Thank you, sir. Hello, good afternoon.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please, good afternoon. Please ask.
Sir, can you share few tips to secure the data?
Sorry?
Sir, can you share few tips to secure the data?
Yeah, sure. Sir will answer you. Please listen carefully.
Yeah, good question. So if you want to secure the data, you need to follow some steps. As I covered few of them, let me tell you more than existing tips. First one is don't open any suspicious websites. Don't click on any suspicious links. For example, if you receive any message or emails from any unknown resources, go to that official link. For example, you are receiving a message to your mobile, some reward, some lottery from the State Bank of India and so on. Don't click on that, directly go for the official website of the SBI and check it. Because so many people getting the offer from the Flipkart and clicking on the link. No, just go for the Flipkart official website and check that. This is one method. And don't download the softwares as a bundles. That is also not good thing. You should not do that. And better to maintain the antivirus softwares, anti-spywares and so on. And don't use Wi-Fi's in the public areas. Don't give your mobiles for the unknown people also nowadays. This is also we are observing in our society. So if you follow these tips, you can secure your data.
Thank you, Shravan sir, and thank you, Dr. Ratnasekhar sir, for giving the good information to our viewers and for fruitful answers to the questions asked by the viewers. And thank you for your good guidance and information, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.